great to be joined. Our opening tip won by the Thunder as we get started in OKC. Jay, without question, one of the biggest moments of the NBA offseason. Paul George, he chooses the Thunder. He stays in OKC.
And how about what Paul George said? He said, it's a perfect opportunity to submit myself and bring a championship where it has never been brought. And I think him and Russ work well off each other. Playoff P wants to be Playoff P all the time. Who better to bring that out of you than the Beastbrook?
Paul against the former MVP. To Paul George. Russell Westbrook against Tucker. Ferguson to Westbrook. The Thunder down to 4 on the shot clock. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
Here's Harden with the rock. Has a look. Just not going down.
That's how you do it. You stay in his pocket and you never give him any space at all. You make him smell you every single possession.
Oh, Russell Westbrook missed his first. That one goes. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
It's Westbrook. Knocks it down from mid-range.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Jay, last year, Rockets 65-17. Good for #1 record in the West. What's going to be good enough this year for the Rockets to get to the NBA Finals?
Well, you need CP3 to be healthy. If he's healthy, you can make an argument that the Rockets may have won the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors. But also, I think James Harden needs to continue to build on his play in the playoffs in particular. Everybody knows about how great he was during the regular season. But those last 6 games against the Golden State Warriors, he really struggled from the three-point line. He shot 37% during the regular season. He shot 20% in the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, Russell Westbrook. 3 for 4. Good start.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is the only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
Almost, but no good. Paul. Missed it. Not much more you can ask for from the defense there.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Paul George to Westbrook. George guarded by CP3. OKC now with 4 to shoot. Finishing inside the paint on that one. We've seen Paul George's game evolve in recent years. Mixed results, Jay. How does he get back to being that elite two-way guy?
I think he needs to find a way to be aggressive. Let me bring you in and tell you what he dealt with this past year. When you're a guy who's used to having the ball in your hands, you can make more mistakes because you have more possessions. Then all of a sudden, when you play with a ball-dominant guard like Russell Westbrook, you don't have the ball as much, which means you try to make more out of less opportunity that you have. You force the action way more. Look for Paul George to be way more assertive in this game and find his rhythm by having the ball in his hands.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. From long range, very little's gone right in this first quarter, but with that 3, you look at the scoreboard, they're back within 9.
And Ed, Rome was not built in one day. You can't rush the process. Just keep chipping away. Chip, chip, chip.
Wide open look, won't go.
The defense has to find a way to become mentally present in this ball game. Another open look, the offense is picking them apart.
Westbrook into the front court, up by 6. To Adams. Steven Adams with the slam. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To George. Down to Adams. Westbrook to Adams. With a drop step. Big man, Steven Adams. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
The okey doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Paul picked up by Westbrook. Has a chance. Oh, he was wide open. It's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Oh, bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Paul. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
It's Harden. Brings the ball up. James Harden. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
You can finally see this team starting to get their rhythm and their groove offensively. This is a good run to get them back in the ball game.
Match up.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. First quarter in the books. The Thunder with the lead. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Harden in possession. Down 8. That's out. Last touch by Brandon Knight. Mike D'Antoni's changing up his lineup. 48 wins a year ago for the Thunder. Jay, it took them a while to get to that point, but in so many ways, the Thunder had a great opportunity in the playoffs.
They did. It just seemed like something with their chemistry was a tad bit off with Carmelo Anthony. I think him not being there, him not being in Houston, them getting Andre Robertson back. He's a big-time lockdown defender on the perimeter. You surround him with youth and Hamidou Diallo, Terrence Ferguson, Alex Abrinas. This team has a chance to compete for a Western Conference Finals.
Harden, tough matchup against George. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Off the mark at the line. Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. George. Off the assist.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Paul matched up with Paul George. It's rejected.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Harden. Thunder with the basketball. Great feed. Strong finish for Paul George.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. 2-point shot for James Harden. James Harden. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
Schroeder. 4-3. Can't connect. It's no good. Paul into the front court. Margins 8. Beyond the arc for 3. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good. George against Tucker. Gets a look. Can't hit.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Here comes the screen. The drive, right to the basket. Jumper's good. Jay, he's played for a number of teams in the Western Conference, no less. What do you make of Paul and his willingness to embrace a challenge?
Well, for the first 12 years of his career, he was ball dominant. The ball was forced to be in his hands every possession because nobody else, other than CP3, could make a play. Now there's a shared responsibility with the playmaking skills, and that only allows him to play looser, to play freer, to play more like he played in college, hunting his own shots and thinking pass second, score first.
Trying to cash in. The rebound belongs to Houston. Paul into the front court. Down 6. To Gerald Green. And they call it.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Time to shuffle things up. Tucker. Harden against Paul George. Shot from the lane won't go.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. There will be no shortage of shots for Carmelo Anthony and Mike D'Antoni's offense, Jay. Why is it a good fit for Melo in Houston?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, if there's one guy you need to trust, his name is Daryl Morey. And the Houston Rockets organization is a stat-driven culture. So he understands at this juncture where Carmelo Anthony is in his relationship to his career. Playing with two pass-first type PGs and James Harden and CP3, who averaged a combined 12.5, 13 assists last year, will open up the floor extensively for Carmelo to knock down those jump shots.
Houston takes over. Paul picked up by Westbrook. Here comes the screen. Paul to Harden. From the painted area, won't go down.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chippy.
And scores.
And see, this is simple. This is where the PG pulls the bigs over to the side and says, we can't allow that to happen. You need to be an enforcer down low.
Paul to P.J. Tucker. Here comes the screen. Tucker guarded by Russell Westbrook. Chance for Paul. And the rebound pulled down by Adams. Westbrook with the basketball. Up a dozen. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
And Chris Paul, he's been doing that for years. Wide open look, and he buries it.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Big man, Steven Adams. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
That'll get out. Last touch by Capella. 19-footer at the buzzer. It's good at the buzzer. Nice finish and more cash in the bank as we hit the break. Time expires to end the first half. The Thunder in command of this one. First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Here comes the screen. Driving right to the basket. Right down Broadway for the two. Defender has to pick him up.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Russell Westbrook against Chris Paul. Paul George, a pass taken away by the Rockets.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort, it's off the charts.
Westbrook with it. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. It's hard.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Carmelo Anthony traded, but Jay, Sam Presti turns that into... Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Tucker to Harden.
Watch the pick. You see it. You see it.
Watch that cutter.
Has a look. Deep two there. Won't go. George knocked loose. Rockets come up with it.
Come on, it's important.
To Capella. Tucker. To Harden. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Count the bucket for 2.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a 3. Pick your poison.
Match up.
Russell Westbrook powers it through.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Paul picked up by Westbrook. Screen coming. Paul. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Paul. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
Eric Gordon finished second in the sixth-man of the year voting after winning the previous year. But what's even more astonishing is watching his development at his time in Houston. In New Orleans, often it looked like he was lost. But there's no doubt about it. In H-Town last year, he found his second life.
Harden in possession. The deficit now up to 12. Here's a chance from long range, and James Harden, not sure why he was so wide open there.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
To Paul George. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, Get a tub of popcorn and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Harden, defended by Robertson. To George. For three. Won't go down. Harden with the basketball. His guy's down 11. Cleans it up. With a drop step. Shot from in close, no good. Schroeder with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Nothing going here on that drive. To Schroeder. The Thunder down to 4 on the shot clock. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. To Paul. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Chris Paul, quick catch and shoot there. 4-3.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
The feed stolen away. The fourth quarter coming up, and a nice cushion for the Thunder. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the fourth quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. And if you can win that game by double digits, then you've done your job in the fourth.
Russell Westbrook at the line for 2 shots. A career 81% free throw shooter. First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws. It's Rockets ball. Paul, guarded by Russell Westbrook. Oh, it's blocked.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Back door comes.
Paul to Gerald Green.
Hey, shut up.
Off the mark. Not a high percentage shot.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you on the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
To Adams. Steven Adams with the slam.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Harden into the front court. 14-point deficit. Knocked loose. Thunder have it.
You got to go for the score here right now in this possession.
He gets it.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay. James Harden, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 85% free throw shooter. First try at the line, no good. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Great hustle. That's what you like to see. Send it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
Paul. To Harden. Nothing's going to stop him in pursuit of the basketball. Harden. Paul buries it on the catch and shoot.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Too much contact, and free throws coming.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
First free throw is good. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Paul with it up top. Trailing by 14. And it's short.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Harden. Paul against Westbrook. To Harden. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Harden. Throws it down. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Oh, whistle.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Russell Westbrook against Chris Paul. To Paul George. Fires the three. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Harden with it up top. Down a bundle. Paul.
Answer a 2 on one end with a 3 on the other. Ed, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a 3 is more than a 2, correct?
That is great math, my friend. Westbrook to the rim. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
To Paul. Lets it fly from long range. He's had a good shooting performance, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, no one else pretty much helped out. As a coach, I would be irate that nobody helped pick up the slack. Look, one man can never beat 5.
Defense making the ball handler work. He was hacked. They let it go. Harden in possession. His guys trail by 10. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. To Harden. Fires the 3. The rebound belongs to Oklahoma City. Westbrook across the timeline. Lead stands at 10. And a throwdown.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the 4th quarter. Time for some new personnel into the game. Gerald Green. Going to launch beyond the arc. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
To P.J. Tucker. Nothing going here on that drive. Gerald Green matched up with Steven Adams.
Get the screen.
From long range, tough shot for Gerald Green, off the mark.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Harden against the elite defender Robertson. 4-3. And James Harden knocks it down from 3.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Not that time. And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Hall against Westbrook.
Pick up.
To Gerald Green. Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go.
This game is all about the small victories, though. The execution on that play was on point. You keep executing like that, those shots are going in eventually.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. It's a 5-second violation. Paul George fires, slams it home on the putback. Deep three at the buzzer. Good victory here for the Thunder as they win this one handily. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.